My favorite part about teaching is the aha moment or the light bulb effect, as you have it, when students finally understand a concept that I have been teaching.
My favorite thing about teaching is being witness to students' discovery of new interests and abilities.
My favorite thing about teaching is when I first meet a student, first week of school, and they tell me I do not like to read. And it's my personal goal to make sure that I create some type of reason that they fall in love with some part of ELA, some part of poetry, some part of drama, something in my classroom that will allow them to say, yeah, I did this on my own and I'm proud of it. So I like that part of teaching.
My favorite thing about teaching is that it gives me a platform where I can change the lives of kids. I find that most kids, for them, education sometimes ends in the classroom. And I want that it goes beyond. I want them to know that whatever I teach them should transcend in the community. I want them to have dreams. I want them to know that they can be anything they want to be, and all they need to do is apply themselves.
I worry about my students. That's what keeps me up at night. I want them to be successful academically, and I want them to be successful after they graduate high school, get good jobs, have good families, and enjoy their life.
The one thing that keeps me up at night is the answer to that question. Did I meet the needs of my students? I teach middle school. It's a very diverse population. The class sizes are large, and at night, that's the question, did you meet the needs of every single one of your students?
The thing that keeps me up at night is worrying that I didn't reach every kid the best way that I could. So I want to make sure that I find the way that helps them learn. I'm excited to come into school every day, and I want my kids to be excited when they're in my classroom, but also when they go home. And if I don't find the way that reaches every kid in a unique way and really latches them, then I miss that opportunity to really help them and really get them excited about learning.
What keeps me up at night is planning amazing lessons that will inspire them to expand their territories.
My hope for my students is that they will retain as well as apply everything that I have taught them, everything that they have gleaned from their high school experience, so that they will be wonderful students and wonderful citizens.
I hope my students discover their passion in life early so that they can make a living pursuing their passions. If you love what you do, you never have to work a day in your life.
The biggest thing that I try to provide my kids is a safe space to just be them. So no matter what our differences are, everyone has the opportunity to kind of bring that into the classroom. We discuss their opinions, not just mine or what the textbook says, so that we can really get to what history means to them and how they think it affects them in today's world.
The work done in my classroom will allow my students to be worthwhile citizens. They will make indelible mark on the society.
You would be provided with fun. I think that my classroom is a really fun place. I know that people hear my classroom before they see it when they come down the hallway, but I always want my students to be engaged, up and learning, up and doing and interacting with each other. So that's what you'll see from start to finish in one of my classes.
My classroom provides students with the opportunity to be passionately curious across multiple disciplines. Okay, one of the really great opportunities that I have in my classroom is to extend science beyond the curriculum. So we don't just do the standard course of study. I find ways to incorporate different things into my science classroom that are extending the curriculum a little bit beyond just the bare minimum.
My classroom provides the opportunity to allow students to be comfortable and learn through collaboration.
The opportunities in my classroom, it's a safe environment. It's an opportunity for them to be collaborative, to allow that communication between peer to peer. They actually learn better from each other. So it's an extremely student-centered environment, and they drive the pace of their own learning.
The work in my classroom will allow my students to potentially change the world. I teach them to think critically, to analyze what they hear, not just internalize it. So they question what I tell them, what their peers tell them, what the news tells them, so they make their own judgment. And like I said, hopefully they'll be able to use that to change our future.
My classroom provides students with the opportunity to be themselves. Day one, I let students know I am not looking at their physical appearance. I'm looking at what's in here and what's up here. And that's important to me because students need to know that they're valued. They need to know that they're cared about and that they can be free to be whoever they are. Doesn't matter what they look like on the outside, but I'm more concerned about their brain and how they're going to use that within my classroom.
The work done in my classroom will allow my students to access any text that they may encounter. We look at a wide variety of texts from nonfiction to fiction, and I want them to be able to tackle any text that they see, whether it's one that they pick up at the library for fun or one that they see in a corporate boardroom with confidence.